What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, Crypto Wars, Social Crypto back at it again. Today is Saturday, July 25th, 2020. The bank, the monster, has to have profits all the time. It can't wait. It'll die. No taxes go on. When the monster stops growing, it dies. It can't stay one size. John Steinbeck, who was a Nobel laureate for literature back in 1962. Think about that for a second. The bank is a monster, right? And they're all of a sudden warming up to Bitcoin. And, oh yeah, you could deposit your Bitcoin with us because they know the gig is up. The jig is up, all right? The jig is up on the fiat side of things, and they are running out of money. The next best bet is to dip their toes into this crypto world, starting with Bitcoin, and try to gobble everything else up. This is going to be one of my crazy deep dive rabbit hole videos, so bear with me, okay? Let's get into it. I think it's going to be fun. The Federal Reserve swooped in with an immediate temporary $75 billion liquidity injection. According to Bank of America's estimates, the Fed will need to undertake a further $400 billion bailout by purchasing bonds from the banks over the next year. This was September 26, 2019. Last fall or last September, they had the repo market crisis where some bank somewhere was insolvent, and they needed money to pay off their loans that they, or to have the money to pay off the loans that they had from other banks or whatever the case is. We don't know what bank it was. You know, this is obviously above our pay grade, so to speak, and we still have no idea what bank it is. And that printing of currency, because I won't say it's money, that printing of currency has been happening since September 26 of 2019 on a weekly basis. Fast forward to March, COVID situation happens, and guess what? Everything is insolvent. Everything is a bubble. Everything popped. Federal Reserve swoops in again, and start printing trillions of dollars, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, right? Now, whenever they are asked, you know, the Secretary of the Treasury, whenever he was asked about a certain $500 billion going to what company, who was getting that $500 billion, he said it was on a need-to-know basis, and that the reporters they had no need to know. You know, it was above their pay grade. So there's a lack of transparency going on there. And we still have no idea what bank it was that needed that money. You know, there's YouTube videos out there and different articles that point to maybe it's Deutsche Bank or, yeah, you know, no one knows for sure though. But again, they've been printing that currency. I keep saying money, but they've been printing that currency since September of last year to help the banks out. And then this whole COVID situation like blasted it times 10 or times 100 to the point where they needed to print trillions, and also in the guise of helping out every citizen in the country. But it's mostly to help the banks, not even corporations, mostly to help the banks. One of the other reasons why we should be mindful, before I go on, we should be mindful about giving banks our Bitcoin to custody is we've seen this play before. And here it is. Executive Order 6102. Sound like some nonsense out of Star Wars with the Emperor, right? Order 66. But Executive Order 6102 required all persons to deliver on or before May 1st, 1933, all but a small amount of gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates owned by them to the Federal Reserve in exchange for $20.67 per ounce. We've seen this play before, where it was the Emergency Banking Act of March 9th, 1933, and we had to give, or not we, because I wasn't around then, but citizens of the U.S. had to give their gold to a private bank. The Federal Reserve is not a bank for the government. It's not a bank that has anything to do with the government. It is a private bank, and it says it on their website. Okay, just Google it. It is a private bank, and the citizens of the U.S. had to turn in their gold to a private bank. Why? Because they were insolvent. They ran out of money. They couldn't print anymore. I keep saying money. Well, back then, I guess the paper certificates were considered money because it was backed by gold. So what did they do? They paid you $20.67 per ounce. Then they turned around, and in like a year later, not even full year later, but not a full year later, they turned around and raised the price of gold to $35 an ounce. So they stole a significant amount of wealth from people because they raised it. I don't know what the percentage is. You math whiz could type that in the comment section below. But what is that? Maybe over 50%, right? Yeah, well over 50%. So maybe 75%. They raised it and raised it to $35 an ounce. So you turn all that gold in, they melted it down, and then they raised the price per ounce. That's stealing wealth from people. That's because they had the keys, so to speak, right? They had those private keys, just like with Bitcoin or with crypto. Not your keys, not your coin. The same thing with gold. If you're not holding that physical gold or that physical silver, it's not yours. It's just an IOU. It's just a promise. All right. Next, bank account seizures. So this one was brought up to me via a video watch from Mr. Christoph, and bank account seizures for money laundering by the U.S. enforcement. Now, what's going to happen is with Bitcoin, because it is traceable, it is not a private coin. Those in the space that's been in the crypto for a while, you've been in crypto for a day, you know that Bitcoin is traceable. Well, all banks are required to file a suspicious activity report known as a SAR. So what a SAR is here it is. SARs are filed whenever there appears to be a pattern of less than $10,000 cash deposits into an account, especially when the deposits have been made at multiple branches on the same day. Now, you're probably wondering what the hell this got to do with Bitcoin. When you think about it, when you're depositing your Bitcoin into these accounts, they're able to trace and see where the transaction came from, right? So if it came from your wallet, if it's not a virgin Bitcoin, like you're not getting it directly from a miner, and it's been tied up in, say, I don't know, I'll use the Mr. Christoph example. He said bitcoinaire, and it's tied up in some kind of scam or whatever the case is. Now they have that traceability. They're able to see where it came from and say, okay, well, you can't have access to your Bitcoin anymore or your cryptos, period, because it had something to do with this scam XYZ over here. Okay, and we have to hold on to it until everything is settled. Furthermore, I'm going to take it a step further. Say you deposit it in a bank, that bank goes, bust, and it doesn't exist tomorrow. They go bankrupt, whatever the case is, right? They lose their money, they lose their funding, go belly up, another banking crisis. You may be insured. We're not even talking about insurance of from the FDIC, which, by the way, is a fraudulent insurance. I'm not going to get into that. Read the Creature from Jekyll Island. But it's, say you're insured by the FDIC for the $250,000. At today's prices, for argument's sake, we're going to say that Bitcoin is $10,000 per coin. You have 25 Bitcoin in there. If you have 26, then you're not covered because it's only up to $250,000. So if you have 26 or more Bitcoin, then that's gone. The extra Bitcoin is gone. Or they could even pull like a Mt. Gox situation and be like, well, we'll only give you the monetary value at the time that the bank went under. All right. So if again you have one Bitcoin in there, it's $10,000. The bank goes under. They give you fiat instead of giving you back the Bitcoin. This is the problem with depositing your crypto in a bank for them to custody that crypto for you. This, although it's a good thing in the sense that it'll help more people come into the space when it comes to them being afraid to handle their own money or handle, quote unquote private keys and wallets. These things, my parents have no idea what I'm talking about whenever I mention it to them, right? But it's a lot easier for a younger generation, like my siblings or cousins and things of that nature. Even them, they may have they have a hard time understanding it, but once they get the grasp or understand it, hold on to it a little bit, it's easier for them to get it, and they just get it. I understand where having banks being able to custody crypto is a good thing for the space as a whole, because it'll bring more people in and drive up the price action and blah blah blah, all that good stuff, right? But again, we have to be careful of what could happen, right? What could happen if a bank, go under, or you insured by the FDIC for your particular coin? Or is it just the monetary value of that particular coin at the time when the bank, went under, or whatever the case is? So again, this is not a yay thing, like yay the banks, like no, we shouldn't be happy about it and stuff like that. But I also, on the other end of the spectrum, I also understand that it's a good thing to bring more people into space. Next, Bitcoin is a form of money in DC. Federal court rules. They will change the rules on you overnight when it benefits them. We're seeing here in DC that on Friday, a federal judge ruled that Bitcoin is money in the case of the United States versus Harmon. Chief Judge Beryl A. Howell wrote that commonly means, that's written wrong, commonly means a medium of exchange, method of payment, or store of value. Bitcoin is these things, the judge said. Just a few years ago, Bitcoin was just magic internet money. Nobody cared about it. So why all of a sudden now it's money? Because they're trying to change the rule to fit their narrative. Because this person, Larry Harmon, right, it was a case where he tried to get the case dismissed because he's like, yo, Bitcoin isn't money. You guys said it wasn't money. So why am I getting charged with money laundering when I wasn't even laundering money? Right? He's using his head there. So this federal court now is saying, yes, it is money all of a sudden because it has value now, right? But people that's been into space since 2009 knew that it had value since back then. It just took you guys 11 years to get caught up. And it only matters when it fits your narrative. Because now we're starting to see banks accept it. We're starting to see institutions want to buy and hold on to it. They want to change the narrative all of a sudden. All of a sudden, the narrative is being changed to fit what they're trying to broadcast to the world. Just pay attention to these little things, man. Bitcoin has been money because we, as a community, said it was money. We, as a community, say crypto, period, is money. Because I accept it for my personal training business. I'll accept Bitcoin or Litecoin. And I mostly accept Bitcoin because, people don't want to take that deep dive and worry about what's in Ethereum or what's in XRP or what's in this or what's in that. So like, all right, yeah, just if you want, you can give me Bitcoin too. Now they're trying to change the narrative to where it fits them and whatever their agenda is. Just pay attention, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please smash the like, hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching the video today and, going down this rabbit hole of conspiracy with me. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.